Morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self-Storage. It is Monday morning and the time is 9:27, a little bit later than normal. The reason being is because my kids are still off at the minute and they go back to school tomorrow. And obviously I try to take as much time off as possible when the kids are off. I always feel real bad saying that because it's each to their own, because I do understand there's people out there who aren't in the position where they can take time off with the kids, and there's people who don't want to spend time with the kids when they're off. And I always feel bad saying it. It's each to their own. I feel like that. Oh my God, I'm going into my childhood now. When we was growing up, my dad was always at work because he was trying to provide for us the best living ever. And when I was growing up, I thought my dad was my granddad because I didn't see my dad that much because he was always working, which I couldn't thank my dad for enough now, because he's give me this privileged position now of giving me a solid foundation, of being able to help me in business in the early stages, in the early days and stuff. So without that work ethic there, I don't think I definitely won't be where I am. But then equally now, because of that, I want to spend as much time with my kids as possible. But then I keep thinking, well, wait a minute, if I spend time with my kids, is it going to, because it's give me a work ethic my dad has, but then is it not going to give my, I don't know. Anyway, I always feel real bad when I say I'm taking off time with the kids, because I know there's so many people out there who can't do it, and I feel very, very lucky and blessed. And anyway, this is weekly numbers. This is it. Believe it or not, this is going not into Dean's mind. It's actually going into my weekly numbers for last week. How did we do? Very, very. If I could sum up one word for last week, if I could sum it all up, it'd be the word interesting. And I know I use that word very, very regular, but for me, there's so many interesting things to come out of last week, and I'll get into it. Right. So 39 quotes, which is very, very high, because now we've got 2 sites in Hull. This is just for Willoughby. Don't forget Clough Road. That will be a new podcast tomorrow. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. And then Wednesday, oh my God, we got a brilliant episode on Wednesday. It's talking about why Netflix is self-storage. Why self-storage is Netflix. I can't wait to get into it. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Do you know what? Probably I could have some coffee. I don't normally have coffee in the morning. 1 second. I'm worried about my coffee getting cold. That's why. Okay, so 39 quotes last week. The amount of quotes per day was 5.57. Number of reservations were 9. So 9 reservations last week. That's a conversion rate of 23.08%. And by the way, can I just say, I know loads of people have got in contact with me recently, and I massively appreciate it. I read every message, and I'm very, very slow at responding. I am trying to get better at it. It's something that I don't know why I'm so bad at it, but I do mean to reply, and then life gets in the way. So I'm trying to search through this whole next week. I'm trying to reply to everybody's messages because there's been loads, and I get so many people asking for 15 minutes of my time, half an hour of my time. And the problem is that I feel so bad saying no, but I just can't. If I said yes to everybody, then I just couldn't get round to doing anything for myself at all. So honestly, I genuinely, really, really appreciate it. It is awesome, the fact that you guys get in touch with me and say, nice things. So far, it's only been nice things. So it's awesome. I really honestly mean that. That it's humbling, very, very humbling. And now I'm talking to myself inside my head saying, well, the least you could do is reply, Dean, because these nice people have taken time out of their life to get in contact with you, and the least you can do is reply. So yeah, I'm going to do that this week. Do you know what this is like? This is like, I don't know, a counselling session for me. This is like my internal thought, bloody coffee. Right. So 9 reservations, as we know. Forward move-ins was 4, so 44% of those. Number of move-ins this week, we only had 5 move-ins for 350 square foot. That's conversion rate of 12.82%, so 13%. So it's a very, very quiet week. That's why I say it's interesting, because it's quiet. It is a relatively quiet week, which I've put it, it's quiet week in move-ins, but quotes are big. The quotes are quite high. And I can only put that down to purely because people aren't ready just yet. People are looking forward to the summer and seeing what the storage costs are, with an anticipation of needing self-storage soon. And maybe because of summer holidays as well, we're still in not summer holidays, Easter holidays. So we're still in Easter holidays around here. Kids go back tomorrow. So maybe that's one of the reasons why it's so quiet. So 350 square foot moved in, plus we had another 2 people taking extra rooms. So that was 475 square foot moved in. The transit, Luton, wow. Okay, I'll give it away now. The transit was rented out 4 times. Guess how much the Luton was rented out? Anybody guess it? It was 8. There's only 7 days, so God knows how Lou was writing it out 8 times, but that is awesome. Where did the quotes come from? So Google, 19 quotes. So that was 49% of our quotes. Word of mouth was 9. I love that. I love that. Word of mouth, 23%. That is awesome. Passing by is 6, so that's 15%. Bevel 24, 1. Used Beauty 4, 1. And social media, 1. So that is 2.56% for each of those. Estate agents, removals, blog, etc. is 0. So square foot moved in, 475. I'm going to take a swig of my tea, and then you can have a word of our sponsors. And it's coffee, by the way, not tea. And then I'll tell you how much square foot moved out. Remember, we were supposed to be having 1,000 square foot moved out, or nearly 1,000 square foot moved out. So I'll let you know how we did. All right. And by the way, when you listen to me talk about my sponsors, please, I don't know, just the reason why they're sponsors is because I know they're very, very good companies. I wouldn't ever, ever recommend a company that I don't use myself. So yeah, check them out. Right, so square foot moved out, 475. Unbelievably, 475 in, 475 out. Net result is 0. Was expecting to be around about 500 square foot down on the figures last week, but I said that for some reason I think it's going to be a positive week. It wasn't quite a positive, but the thing is, it wasn't a negative either. I do think that our churn rate is finally slowing down at Willoughby. It feels like that as well. So that is good. Amount of rooms moved in last week is 7. Amount of rooms moved out is 8. So we was net 1 down. So 364 internal rooms occupied. No containers in, no containers out, 45. Car parking space is still 6. Store occupancy is 82.88%. Average sales for merchandise per move-in, which was really good, is 37.29. The insurance sold this week was £29,000, and that means that the average insurance is £5,000 per move-in. That's what we aim for, £5,000. I'm tempted to put up the prices for insurance because everything else has gone up, but we haven't put up the prices for insurance. So I'm tempted to do that, something I'm going to look at. So this is the most important thing for me, is the move-ins due in this next week. So we have 10 move-ins due in this week for 850 square foot. And check this out. Move-outs due this week. We have 16. 16 move-outs due. Oh my days. For 1,445 square foot. So it looks like it's going to be around about a 600 negative square foot week. Let's hope not. I think it'll be around about 300 negative or 200 negative this week. Hopefully we can stop the, I don't know, stop the out. We can find some people to move in this week. So yeah, that's where we are. Right, how much did we take last week? We took in total £24,248.70. I'm going to have to start adding Stormore, Willoughby on here, Clough Road on here as well, because obviously we're taking money at Clough Road now, so I will include that for next week. So yeah, £24,248.70 across 2 sites. Week's net revenue was £3,504.03 at Beverley, and it was £20,744.67 at Willoughby. We had £854.80 bounce direct debits at Stormore, Willoughby, and £120.48 bounce direct debits at Beverley. Okay, my friends, I'm off. I will see you tomorrow when I'm going to talk to you about Clough Road, the new site, and how well it's doing or how well it's not doing. It's doing well, by the way. It's doing really, really well. All right, guys, girls, love you. Appreciate you. See you soon.